بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We stopped last time on the Allah saying for each nation we have directions for them to follow. Let them not fight you in this matter, and as for your Lord, you are on the straight path. Allah made for each nation a way of worship that He ordered them to for it, and they are doing it. And the people say, what is meant with what is slaughtered in the sake of Allah. People used to that is forbidden and of the dead and the disbelievers who debate in the they debate falsely about that. They equate the dead animal with the slaughterer. So they said, tell Muhammad and those with him, how could you allow the slaughtering and you forbid the dead? The dead, Allah killed them by His hand, and the slaughtering, you did it with your hand. So how could you allow what you slaughtered yourself, but not what Allah slaughtered, what Allah killed? And this is a very false way to confuse the weak. So Allah descended, and the devil, they aspire to their people to debate you falsely, and if you follow them, then you are mushrikeen. You are but partner with Allah. How many times they said selling like riba? Allah said when they said that, Allah permitted the sale and forbid the riba. That's the rule of Allah. The one who created the human by himself and the guidance, and to direct the speech to him. So no permission except for what Allah permitted, and nothing forbidden except what Allah has forbidden, and no religion except that Allah has bestowed. And the messengers or the prophets, they are brothers, but they are different mothers, but they have the same message, and the religion is the one. So Allah said, don't look at their debate, their false argument, because you're on the straight path and they are not. If they argued with you, they said Allah knows of what you are doing. He knows your intentions. He knows of what your life. He rewarded with it. He will decide in the day of judgment of what you were debating. So whomever followed Allah's guidance, he will not be misguided. And whomever so if they debated you, said Allah knows of what you are doing, Allah decided between you the day of judgment of what you were arguing, debating. Just like Allah said, and believed in what Allah had descended in the book, and I was ordered to be just between you. Allah is my Lord and yours. We have our action and you have yours. There is nothing between us and you. Allah will gather between us and you, and to Him we shall return back. And what a worse debate when it is falsely. No one debate in the sense of Allah except those who disbelieve, so do not be deceived by their change. They were goddess and they were given the debate. The Prophet said, then he recited, they didn't recite except to argue. Indeed, the worst people to Allah, the one who always argue, who just want to be against you. The Prophet said that he is a neighbor, an arguer, for someone who will leave the argument even if he is alright. Allah's rules always with justice and knowledge. That's why He said that He surrounded everything with His knowledge. Don't you know that Allah knows everything in heavens and earth? And that's in a book. It's very easy for Allah. Nothing is hidden from Him. Nothing from the thing that is exposed, nor the thing that is inside, nor from the thing that starts and nothing that comes later. This is the surrounding knowledge that He had proven in His book. It is in the preserved, when Allah created the pen, and He said, write, He said, what do I write? He said, everything going to happen until the day of judgment. Praises all to Him. He knows everything that comes down to earth and what comes up. And He is the merciful, forgiving. Those who disbelieve, they said, the hour will not come to us. Yes, it will. Allah, the most knowledgeable, nothing hide from Him, the atom weight of heavens on earth, nor below, smaller than that or bigger, except in a book that is very clear. Praise is to Allah who said, He has the gates of unknown, nothing nobody except Him. He knows everything in sea and the earth, and no tree will fall except He knows it. Nor to Him will come the and whatever a female carries, all under His name, under His knowledge. Luqman said to his son, "Oh my son, if it is a grain in the rock, or whatever it is, and no three leaves will come down, except that Allah has covered it with His knowledge." Allah knows things before it even exists because of knowledge of it, because of His written to Him in the book that He reserved, and He knows where it's gonna go and what's going to happen to it before, after. He covered everything in His knowledge. When you hear Allah say, "We do not make the destination that you're on it, except to know who follow the Prophet and who those who will turn on his back." Or do you think going to enter Jannah and you and Allah don't know those who have struggled in His sake and those who are patient? And we have given this for those, and Allah knows the truthful and the liars. Allah teaches you know the patient and the ones who are struggling. Don't think that this does not put Allah's knowledge. No. The Quran has said in so many places that Allah knows what's going to happen. And even before He knows, have decided all the decrees of everything, and He written it before He created anything. And He had put it before it happened. So He put on His knowledge before His existence, or the existence. He had put His knowledge of it after that thing existed. And that's from the complete knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jal. And that's very easy for Allah. It's easy for Allah to know everything. That's why Allah said, if the sea was an extension to the words of my Lord, it will vanish before Allah's words vanish. Even if we had an extension. And if every tree become a pen, and the 7 oceans supply them with ink, it will not end Allah's words. Allah said they worship from Allah what did not put an authority for. They have no clue. The worship is only should only be happen to Allah the Almighty. So those who have put part with him, they have no power, they have no knowledge, and all they do is just follow blindly to those who are their. Who is worse than the person who asks for someone who does not answer him, and they are unaware of their supplication, and if people are gathered, they will be enemies to them, and they deny their worship. Like the person who is putting his palms to the water to reach his mouth, and it's not going to happen. This is your Lord. You have the ownership, and everything you call beside him, they cannot get you, not even anything. If you call them, they don't hear you. If they hear, they will not answer you. And their judgment, they disbelieve in your putting them as partners with Allah. And no one tells more than an expert. And no one will come to help the transgressors about what's going to happen from the punishment. And then Allah said, and if they are reciting them, the ayat of Allah, the from their faces, their action. Is people like this, are they going to follow the guidance if it comes to them, or they accept of the misled that they are following? And if Allah sent to them the angels, and the death talked to them, and we gathered to them everything, they will not believe except if Allah wish. Allah said, and if our sons are called to them, from the people who disbelieve the. So from the faces of the disbelievers, the exchange when they hear the Quran. They are like the person who is about to die. They don't like what they hear. They want to kill those who are reciting the signs of Allah because of their hatred to it. That to hear the Quran or it will be recited on them. So you find their faces frowning because of what they hear. Their hatred to the truth. This is a very miserable way. But what's worse than that? What is the condition of them at the day of judgment? Allah said, do you want me to tell you the worse than that? The hellfire. That Allah has promised those who disbelieve, and it is the worst destination. That will stay forever, and his things are always increasing. They have layers of fire, and from underneath them, when the punishment comes from their top and from underneath their feet, they get from the hellfire different types of punishment. That's how we punish the evildoers. And they have angels who do not disobey Allah, and they do what they are doing. They have pieces of clothes of fire, and on top of them is poured the heat. It will boil everything in their inside and outside. As if Allah is saying, I want me to tell you, all disbelievers, what is worse than what you are eating there, the hellfire. Then Allah said, oh people, there's an example, listen to it. Those that you are called from Allah, beside Allah, they cannot create a fly, even if they tried. And if the fly takes something from them, they cannot take it. What it is weak, what is requested. Because Allah has given the example to show the foolishness of those that worship the flies beside Allah, and to see the weakness. Allah said, to humanity as all, the believer and disbeliever, and that address of people, all who people, in 20 places. Start in Surah Al-Baqarah, all people worship your Lord who created from and those before you, so you might be biased to God worthy. And to end of Surah Al-Hujarat, we have created from the most honest about you is the one who is God conscious. Listen to it, so, and that if the fly took something from their idols that they worship, that idol cannot take it back. It's impossible. That we are asking is their lords, their idols, and what is requested is uh, the fly. So these idols that they cannot, these idols they cannot create a fly, and they cannot take anything that the fly could take from them. Is there any disability more than that? Unless, so Allah has shown us this, how weak these idols are to take anything that the flies took from them, and what is requested is the flies. How could you take these as lords when they cannot benefit or harm themselves? They cannot bring any good or bad. Allah is very strong. They did not assume right on Allah, and the earth is in His palm, and the heavens are folded in His right. Praise to Him about what they are, but departed with Him. When those who disbelieved it could see the punishment of Allah, they will wish at that time they could go back. They did not glorify Allah as He should be glorified. So they need to know Him the right way. They equate Him for those who cannot benefit, those who depend on Him, and He don't depend on nothing. They equate Him with those, and He is the beneficial, the one who gives the power, the might, who does not die. Allah is strong and He's mighty, complete in His strength and His honor. From His strength, that all hearts resort to Him, and all secrets are exposed, and the matters of all creations in His hand. So nothing moves except with His knowledge and His permission. What Allah permit, it will happen, and those He did not permit will not happen. From His strength, that He opens the heavens and earth, that they will not vanish. And if they did, He will not put anyone beside Him. He will bring all of them. He has destroyed all the tyrants with something minor. And by saying be, and it will be. Then Allah said that He chose from the angels messengers to His prophets, and from His humans to deliver the message of Allah. Allah knows and He hears what people saying, and He's aware and He can see everything, and who He chooses for His message. Allah knows what's in the hands of, and He knows everything that's going to happen before. So they choose from the angels something that Allah used to send to His uh, prophets and whomever he wish from his servants. And this ayah came in when the dispute of this said, and he had the remembrance between us. Allah chooses whatever He wants. Are they the one who divide the mercy of your Lord? We have decided between them their life in this. Allah is very knowledgeable. He hears what the disbeliever are saying and what He brought from Allah, and He knows who He could choose for His message. Allah knows where His message goes. Allah is here, so He's choosing by His knowledge that deserve it, that the inspiration works with them. Allah knows where He put His message. He knows what's in their hand, and the angels and the messengers before He created them, and He knows what's going to happen and after they die. And to Allah you should be back. All matters should go back to Allah. Allah sent the messengers and the books, and people believe and some disbelieve. And then Allah said, prostrate and worship your Lord and do the good so you might be successful. Allah tells His righteous people to establish the prayers. Whomever establish it, establish their religion. And whomever destroyed this, the religion, in particular the constitute. The prayers, it was the fulfillment of the Prophet ﷺ, and it is the condolence to that saddened heart and the people in their worship to Allah, to be sincere in their worship and to do all good seeking Him, and everything they do, it has to be for His sake and according to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. This is the way to get the success, so you'll gain what is required and to reach no success except to be sincere in worship Allah. So whomever seek meet in His Lord, let him do a good deed and do not put partners with His Lord. And then Allah said, and make jihad in the right way. He's the one who chose you. He did not a burden for you in the religion. This is the path of your Prophet Ibrahim. He's the one who called you the Muslim. So you'll be, the Prophet will be a witness on you, and you'll be witnesses on people. And jihad is to make the word of Allah is the highest, and to help the oppressed and the weak, and to prevent the enemy from harming. It could be with the hand to prevent the aggression, and it could be with the tongue to clear the issues, and it could be with the hand to stop any harm and to fight the aggressors. The jihad is higher than fighting. Either way, no one should enter it except with the authority. It's not up to the individual, it's up to the states and those who are in charge of those states. And it is a balance on all the options before people can make a decision on that. But again, it is only the right of the leaders, not vice versa. And for certainty, it's not from the jihad, the violence that exceed the people's rights. and get to the innocent from Muslims or non-Muslims, whether these are individuals or groups or from the organizations and the states. It is forbidden in any form, fashion. And so struggle in the sake of Allah. He's the one who chose you. Allah did not put a burden for you in religion. This is the nation of Ibrahim, the path of Ibrahim. He is the one who called you al-Muslimin. Some of the people, they said it is the Khalil Ibrahim. But right, Allah is the one who called, because Allah said He is the one who called you the Muslim before and with this. It is not Ibrahim who called you, because the Quran came after him. So Allah is the one who called the Muslimin. The religion of Ibrahim. He called you the Muslim before, so the messenger will be witness on them, and you will be witnesses. Maybe some people will think, what is the true thing of jihad? And Allah made it easy, very easy. Wallah has required it is easy on people. He does not overburden it. He does not make it too. But if there is anything that requires the ease, Allah will ease on His people. Either to completely take it out or to take the burden. So again, He is the one who called you the Muslims before, and with that, the Messenger will be a witness on you, and you will be witnesses on people. Muhammad is the witness on you at the Day of Judgment, because he have told you what it was sent it to him, and you will be witnesses on all the prophets that they have delivered their messages to their followers. Because Allah told you with that in His book. So He's the one who called the Muslimin before. And in this book, so the Prophet will be a witness on you on all your deeds, whether good or bad. But you are the best people to establish to humans. So establish the prayers with all its parts. And you have to thank for what He given you, and to seek Allah's forgiveness, to stay away from your power and keep it to the hand of Allah. Know that the group is mercy. And when you keep yourself away, this is the robe with Allah Azza wa Jal, the inheritance of the prophets, the straight path that the Prophet ﷺ came up with. He is the one who takes care of your affairs, and He do a good job at it, and put you in the best forms for the best those who follow Him, and the best of victorious for those who ask for His victory. Allah said, "Oh, you believe, make ruku' sujood in your and worship Allah alone. Don't put partner with Him, and do all the goods, so you could be good or good. Do all the good affairs for you, Lord." Submit it with your limbs. He's the one who chose you for this religion, and He made it the best of its rules. And it did not have the burdens of those who were before you. This is the nation of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and Allah called the Al-Muslimin before in the books before, and in this Quran, and Allah chose you with that. So the last message is a witness on you that you have descended the message of Allah, and you'll be witnesses on the other before and after that their message, they delivered the message because of what Allah has told you in His book. So you need to know this bounty and to be grateful to it and thank Allah Azza wa Jal on this, and to keep off His religion, to do the prayers on His time, and taking the zakah on this form, and to go back to Him. He is the best Lord for those who